Hey everyone, have you been searching for a toolbox that actually holds up under real use without breaking the bank? Something that keeps your wrenches, sockets, and pliers organized instead of scattered in the back of your truck or in a cluttered garage? Well, I've been testing the Montezuma 41-inch by 18-inch heavy-duty steel triangle toolbox for a few months now, and I want to share what it's really like to use day in and day out. If you're interested in checking out the product details, the link is in the description. First off, the build quality is solid. It's made from heavy-duty steel, so it doesn't feel flimsy like some of those plastic or thin metal boxes you see out there. I've had my fair share of toolboxes that looked good at first but fell apart after a few uses. The flat black finish on this one looks clean and resists scratches better than shiny ones, which is great if you're tossing it in the bed of a truck or storing it in a garage where things get bumped around. I've had mine in both environments, and it still looks like new. Plus, the matte finish doesn't show fingerprints or smudges, so it always looks professional. One of the standout features for me is the lid. It's supported by gas springs, so you don't have to prop it open with one hand while rummaging through your tools. Just lift, and it stays up, no annoying rattling either. This is a small thing, but it makes a big difference when you're using the toolbox regularly. I've found myself working more efficiently because I don't have to worry about the lid closing on me or making noise while I'm trying to focus on the task at hand. Now, the size is perfect for someone who needs more storage than a small chest but doesn't want a massive cabinet taking up space. At 41 inches long and 18 inches wide, it fits a full set of sockets, wrenches, screwdrivers, and even a few power tools if you arrange things smartly. I've used it to store my impact sockets, breaker bars, and even a small air compressor without feeling cramped. The triangle shape is actually a smart design. It tucks into corners of truck beds or tight garage spaces where rectangular boxes won't fit. I've been able to make the most of my garage space with this toolbox, and it's been a game changer for keeping my tools organized. Weather resistance is another big win. I left this toolbox outside during a few rainstorms and even a light snow, and everything inside stayed dry. The seals around the lid are tight, so moisture doesn't sneak in like it does with some cheaper boxes. That said, I wouldn't recommend leaving it out in a downpour for days on end, but for typical garage or truck use, it holds up just fine. This is especially important for me because I often have to work on projects outside, and I need to know my tools will stay protected. Organization is where this toolbox really shines. The deep tray inside helps keep smaller items like drill bits, Allen keys, and nuts and bolts separated from the bigger tools. I added a few foam tool organizers to the bottom, and now everything has its own spot. No more digging through a jumbled mess to find the right socket. It's made my workday smoother because I'm not wasting time searching for tools I need. I've also been able to customize the layout to fit my specific needs, which has been really helpful. Another thing I appreciate is the locking mechanism. It's not a super heavy-duty lock, but it's enough to keep tools secure if you're leaving the box in a shared workspace or a job site overnight. The latch is sturdy and doesn't wiggle loose, which is more than I can say for some other toolboxes I've used. I've had issues with locks breaking or failing on other toolboxes, but this one has held up well. Now, let's talk about a couple of things that aren't perfect. The weight is noticeable when you're moving it around. It's not crazy heavy, but it's not light either. Definitely a two-handed job if you're trying to relocate it often. Also, the paint can chip if you're not careful when loading heavy tools. I've had a few scratches where a socket or wrench slipped, but it's purely cosmetic and doesn't affect the function. I've learned to be more careful when loading and unloading tools, and it's not been a major issue for me. In terms of durability, I've been impressed with how well this toolbox has held up. I've had it for a few months now, and it still looks and feels like new. The steel construction is clearly high quality, and I've had no issues with rust or corrosion. I've used it in a variety of environments, from my garage to job sites, and it's performed well in all of them. Overall, this toolbox is a solid choice for anyone who needs reliable storage without spending a fortune. You can find the Montezuma 41-inch by 18-inch heavy-duty steel triangle toolbox in the description below.